The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. As often happens, it was love that led to our imprisonment. And for our love, we were consigned to an empty void, barren of anything except our failures, until the end of time. Or so we thought. Now our prison is failing, and we are emerging into a world that has forgotten our sacrifice. But we can never forget. And so, with the morning star spotted in the skies above Los Angeles, we have come. Did we endure millennia of damnation for a world that has become so sterile, so heartless? Or will we remember we were once angels? We created this world, and perhaps, we can make it and us whole again. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios' Demon, The Road to Hell. I am, of course, the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I'll be playing Arazeth the Scourge, who possessed Virginia Waugh.
Hello, I'm Maddox, and I'll be playing Carsador the Malefactor, who possessed Clark Miller.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Shred, and I'm playing Nibas the Fiend, who possessed Alice Elizabeth.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Red Nose Archon, and I get to play Tyrone Thrazel, the Devourer, who possessed Matthew Greaves.
Hi, I'm Kozikor, or Unconscious Celestial, and I'm playing Julariel the Slayer, who possessed Michelle Mars Porter.
Well, welcome, everyone. Last week, trying to remember what we did last week. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Don't mind me. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. Don't mind me. I just made a giant Mars. It's okay.
Wow.
That's her new apocalyptic form, everybody.
The shadow of death looms over us all.
That's right.
Everybody.
Last week, they met with Aramel. Got a little bit word of the prophecy, which proceeded to make a couple people go, fuck it, just ignore the prophecy. We're all good. You know, why not? Trying to remember what we did the second half. I think that was pretty much most of the episode, wasn't it?
The library.
Oh, and then you went to the library. Thank you. And you met One-Eyed and found out that his memory had been taken from him by Lucifer. Well,
By choice.
We don't know by who.
Well, I just revealed that to spoil it for everybody.
You did.
You won't get it back.
Thanks.
That's right. This is what happens when Shanky spends 6.5 hours cleaning house and then tries to run demon that night.
Spoils everything for everybody.
Spoils it.
Spoils it. You won't get it back that way.
Jeez.
Yep. But his memory's gone. But it is an object. He said it's been hidden. You just got to find it. And we all know Arazeth had wanted to have a nice little cookout.
Mm-hmm.
But as we're opening tonight, Tyrone Thrazel, where did you ask to meet Jeffrey Black?
In his office, or wherever was convenient for him.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's LA County Sheriff, so you can pop down to his office. And You find him in there. He's not got his own office. He's got a desk. He's not risen very high in the ranks. Doesn't even seem to want to. But like always, he's got still that corn-fed Midwestern man, just over 6 foot tall. He's definitely broke 200 pounds, but it's not fat. It's that big farm boy look.
Yeah.
With his black hair.
I'll knock on the desk like if I was knocking on the door.
Hey, good to see you, Matthew. You coming back to the force?
Debating. There's stuff that I wanted to sit down and talk to you about. I don't know how much you are privy to. I figured you've got your ear on the inside, though, so.
You want to go grab a coffee from the coffee machine and take a walk?
Yeah.
And he gets up, takes you back to the back corner of the police office there. And how do you take your coffee?
1 cream, 3 sugars.
He fixes you one. He gets him one too. And his is, of course, he takes his coffee black.
Mm-hmm.
Passes it over to you. Let's go walk around a little.
Yeah.
And the two of you step outside it's early in the day because you've got a cookout to go to after this anyway. Mm-hmm. As you're walking along, he looks over at you. How you finding mortality there, Tyrem Thazell?
No. It's better now. The host, I don't know what to call it. The Matthew had issues, but I kind of understood them. I don't know if you were the same way.
You know, it's kind of a caught in two worlds thing for me, you know? I mean, I come to this body and Jeffrey loved his wife, loved his kids, loved his family. That's all that mattered to him. And here I am, I still feel that. I still feel that need to protect him. Mm-hmm. But I'm also caught up in what I was. And love's a funny thing, even for our kind, isn't it? Pulled 2 different directions.
I didn't know that your host body, I don't know what to call it, had a family.
Yeah. You know, that was his last thoughts when he was shot by some gangbangers, is how will he take care of his family? You know, and I don't know, it just drew me to it.
Is the Baroness helping?
No, that's the caught in two worlds part. You know,
makes sense.
I love Jeffrey's wife. I love his family. But at the same time, I still have the love for her. I just don't know where to go. It's hard to reconcile, you know, it's hard to make it work.
Yeah.
And with the way she's changed, I don't know, man. It was much easier when we were what we were, not this.
Your wife or the Baroness?
The Baroness. During the war, everything we did during the war, we never committed all the atrocities that many of our kind did. We were always honest, conducted ourselves with as much honor as we could, considering what we were doing. But that's not what she is now. I'd like to claim I'm the same as I was, but I'll be fair that this body shaped me a little bit more than I thought possible.
Do you think her body shaped her? Or
I don't know. She's not, she was always loyal to the Morning Star. That was her thing. But again, we didn't commit the atrocities many did. And now I'm convinced if he showed up and told her to murder a whole busload of kids, she'd do it without hesitation.
he showed up and he told us that he had no plans to continue the war. She was not happy about that when I reported it.
Well, I bet she wasn't. So that explains why she's been in a foul-ass mood lately.
No, I thought it was the opera you went to.
No, I've been trying to tell her that the war's over. We lost. All we can do now is try to, I don't know, fix what we broke, make amends somehow, undo the damage. But that's not what she wants. She's convinced that we're going to go right back to what we were doing. I haven't seen any heavenly host, but she's convinced they're going to pop out of every little corner, or they're hiding, just waiting. And everything will be better once he shows up to lead. I don't know, man.
Has she asked you about Michael's sword? Or is that
Michael's
just
sword?
Yeah.
I know nothing about that. I figured it was best. Considering her and I have a difference of opinion, though, I still, the love's still there. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. She went into Saigon and rescued me from it.
Mm-hmm.
Not many would have done that. And all the war, she was the only one who went in like that and came out with me. But I just stepped out. I don't want to be part of the court. I don't want to be part of the politics. Won't do me any good, won't do her any good. I'll just focus on, doing what I can to make things better for my neighborhood and my family.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Make amends one block at a time. You know what the LAPD's like, man.
Yeah.
Graft everywhere. Everyone's on the tape. But in my neighborhood, maybe I can, keep things honest.
I've started to realize with my time around the Chicago group that maybe this is for the best. We never understood humanity before, from the little bits I remember. And now we have a better understanding of creator's work. We can do so much more of what he wanted us to do in this form, I think.
And it's such a shame, too, because they're capable of so much more than they do. Humanity is... Some days you can see the boundless kindness and the empathy they have, and then the next day, you can see the most horrible fucking things done.
They remind you of somebody?
Yeah, her.
Meant us as a whole, but yes.
Look, I wasn't that bad during the war.
No, I'm saying we were capable of empathy and goodness. And then we saw how quickly we turned to anger and rage.
Yeah. Everyone wants to blame it on Cain. It wasn't his fault. Sure, what he did was wrong, but for it to have changed us, we had to have that darkness in us already. I mean, we rebelled for Almighty's sake, right? I don't know. I just don't think that I don't think we're at the point of no return left. I mean, I haven't seen the heavenly host. Maybe they are hiding, checking us out, watching. But even if they haven't, even if they're gone, like some people seem to think, wouldn't that mean we should take what they were, take their place? Shouldn't we be the heavenly host again? Shepherding humanity, but not interfered, as the Lord intended us to be.
It has to be subtle, though. Too many of us want to go out there, wings blazing, swords raised high. The Baroness is one of them.
Yeah, we tried that. Look what it got us. I just figured I'd focus on my neighborhood, my area, make it a better place. And in time, maybe I can get that to spread to the next neighborhood. If not, I mean, look, I can't take care of the whole world. But if I can make my neighborhood better, at least I've played my part in fixing things, right?
Can't topple the tower without toppling the first domino.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I wonder about is, are we going to age like humanity does? I know we haven't been back here long enough. Is this body doomed to die at some point and I have to find another one and start over? Because it'll be hard to do any good if I'm not in the position I'm in,
There's a show that Matthew liked. He watched it with his father before everything happened. Quantum Leap. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's very poignant to what you're bringing up.
Yeah. That's why I'm wondering if you're going to come back. You could do a lot of good, man.
I've been thinking about it. The Chicago group has really opened my eyes to what I could be doing.
Especially now after the riots and the earthquake. The city needs to rebuild, and it's awful hard to rebuild when the first thing they went back to is the graft and the corruption.
Yeah. It's sad, but it's the low-hanging fruit that these people gravitate towards. It's so easy for them to hate. It makes our job that much harder.
Yeah. And it's not all of them. It's, look, Jeffrey was a good guy. He was just fighting a war he couldn't fight. I mean, dear God, the man testified against his fellow officers. You know how hard that was for him.
That's a death sentence sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that him getting gunned down wasn't. Yeah, it was gang members who did it, but you know how half these cops have their connections in the gangs. They're taking money from them to look the other way. But yeah, the Baroness isn't who she once was, man. I don't know what she is now.
I was hoping that you had some insight and that you were softening her edge, but if she's on the warpath, I'm worried.
I'm trying. It's putting a rift between us because I refused to. I was Luciferian during the war, He's not the answer. But you're saying he doesn't even want to be the answer anymore. Makes sense.
That that Lucifer was not the answer. This Lucifer might be.
If he don't want to continue the war, he's on the right track. You know, we lost.
Yeah. I can't change that.
That's right. And one thing Jeffrey taught me is you get out of prison, you got to give people a chance, right? If you stigmatize them after they get out of prison and assume they're going to go right back to what they were, they never get a chance to be something else. You know, they become what you see them as.
Yeah.
We just got out of one of the longest prison sentences ever known. And I will say that I'm pretty sure you could classify what was done to us as cruel as an unusual punishment.
Easily.
The worst kind of fucking solitary. But if we don't give ourselves a chance, we're still the criminals who went in there, right?
Yeah. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but before I leave, I do want to ask you if you know where I could pick up exotic meats, perhaps.
I mean, I assume you mean legal.
Another. Yeah, but you know, one devoured to another.
I mean, depends on which exotic. Chinatown's always got some unique things there, if you're willing to go that way. But if you want to go and get some really odd stuff, you know how there's some of that shit over in Beverly Hills. Some of those rich people like some of the weirdest things because it's trendy. You could pop over there and probably find some odd shit. It's going to cost you more than you want to spend, but
yeah, this is for a cookout. I don't want to show up with like caviar and orange juice.
I mean, I get it. So, you know, yeah, I'm sure you can find, you know, that most people don't want to do anything weird. But
yeah. Do you want to come along and meet the Chicago group?
I mean, I can probably pop in later. I'm on duty right now. And, you know, I'm not going to go and I can't justify going to a place outside my district on the clock. Right. That wouldn't be honest. So when I get off duty, I'll pop over.
Okay. I'll let them know that you're coming.
Okay. That'll work. Where's it at?
I give them the address.
Okay. Yeah, I'll swing by when I get off. I can't stay long. I got to get home to the family, but I'll swing by.
Right. Yeah. I think it might do you some good to see the dynamic of these people. It's nothing like we've seen here.
Man, this place has always been a fucking snake pit.
Yeah.
A bunch of wolves fucking watching the hen house, as we said back home. And sometimes that just means you need to have a bigger wolf to watch the wolves that are in the hen house, don't you?
Amen.
He reaches his hand out to shake your hand.
Shake it.
It's good talking with you, though. Give that some thought if you want to come back.
Working with you might be the thing that brings me back, to be honest.
Yeah. You know, I know no one else will tell you this, but I'm always looking for more honest police, you know. Got to have another honest cop around here.
Yeah. Given what happened to you last time, it would help you to have somebody to watch your back.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
And I finger gun him.
Yeah. He looks down and he flinches just slightly. Yeah. I wear a vest now.
There's blanks in this one, so don't worry.
Jeff didn't wear the vest, you know. That was his mistake. I always wear mine.
Thanks for your time, Jeff.
Hey, you know, it's all good. It's good to talk with you. Sometimes it helps to have someone to talk to. Me not involved in the politics and the court means, I don't know, most of our kind ignore me.
Yeah.
So
it's a nice feeling. I thought I wanted to be part of the court, and the more I see the board for what it is, the less I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be the same problems we always had, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be worse. Some of the real assholes could be let out.
Yeah. That's true. All right, I'll let you get back to work, and I'm gonna let these people know that you're coming.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be by later on.
All right.
And he goes, finishes walking the block with you, and goes back in his office.
Yeah.
So now you're on your way over to Arizeth's house.
Yep. I'll use Barry too, so I can invite him to the cookout.
Okay. Cookout.
And I'll make sure that I have him stop at places for some exotic meats.
Well, he's got to stop at a place too.
Okay.
We got a cookout. If I'm going to get invited to a cookout, I got to make a stop. I want to get some jerk chicken to take with me.
Okay. Yeah.
You got to bring something with you when you go to the cookout. You don't just come empty-handed.
That's why I want to bring some meat, exotic meats.
Oh, I'll take you to, just trust me, I'll take you to some places. I mean, how exotic you want?
Bears would be the one end of the spectrum, but like buffalo and the other,
I mean,
deer, elk, or caribou.
How far you want to go? Because I'm talking in terms of, the gray area, because I know some places where you might be able to get some more exotic things.
I have nothing but faith in you to take us there and get us to the cookout on time, Barry.
You want some rhino meat? You want some tiger meat?
A little bit of everything. I'll take it out. As much as my dime will stretch, I will take.
Okay, then we got some stops to make, but good thing I know how to get there quick.
Sure do.
And he takes you all over the place. I mean, he never has a stop. He never has a red light. Now, most of these places they're butcher shops that aren't marked as butcher shops. So you could question whether they're actually the meat you're buying. But you'll find out later, won't you?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to flash over to Arizeth because you're on your way. Who's already arrived? I think Carsador, Nabas, and Drulirio are already there. Aramel, of course, has to be there already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Vohu says he's going to come over.
Okay, perfect.
So, and Mars may have invited the Reaper of Souls,
We'll
but
see if he shows up.
He hasn't shown up yet.
We'll see if he does. Arizeth doesn't really think he will, but if he does, she won't be surprised either. So, and she's actually in the kitchen presently doing last prep for the sausages because she has actually mixed and cased them herself.
Okay.
And so she has some spicy ones. She has some Polish style ones. And she also has some she picked them up from local market, some kosher hot dogs and stuff too, just straight up hot dogs.
And Aramel brought potato salad straight from the grocery store.
Perfect. That's perfect.
The homemade? No, he's not the homemade. He just got a little tub.
That's perfect. And she tells him, that's perfect. Thank you.
That's what I was supposed to bring, right?
You're fine. This is perfect.
It feels weird. I got research I should be doing.
Occasionally, step away, live a little. I know that's hard, but you should try it.
Okay, I lived a little.
Okay.
How long do I have to leave here?
You have to wait until food is actually prepared and we eat and socialize a little bit. But if you would like to excuse yourself after, socializing a little bit, you can.
That's fine. And he just goes and stands and just stands there. That's his form of socializing. He's not making it moving towards anyone else.
And then she's going out to start the grill up and puts things that need to be refrigerated in the fridge for now until things are ready to serve.
Okay. And so what's Carsador, Nabas, and Drulirio doing?
Carsador had just finished putting away the 3 bags of ice that he contributed to this cookout. He did not bring food.
Hey, ice is important, let me tell you.
Ice is important. There are coolers where the ice goods has gone into, and there are sodas, there's beer, there's also, she's got wines, she's got liquors for anybody that wants, and mixers for anybody who wants to drink. But there's also some unsweetened tea that's available and some lemonade that's also available.
Now, demons can get drunk, but the moment you spend faith, it all goes away.
It all goes away.
You can just burn it right off completely.
So,
What's Nabas doing?
Yeah, so Nibas, when she first gets there, she kind of tosses a plastic box of store-bought cookies
awesome.
on the counter, and just like stands there awkwardly for a bit. And then she sees a pool. She's like, can we go out there?
Yeah. There's a pool and there's also a hot tub on the side of it.
Yeah, so Nibas will go full like clothes. What she's wearing is probably just be like a baggy t-shirt and shorts, and she'll go grab a floaty, like a big like lay down floaty, and just grab a beer, hop on it, and just like sit and chill, probably with the camera out, just watching people.
Okay. And Julira, what you got?
So, Juliriel actually brought ambrosia salad, but it's a spin. It's not the coconut marshmallow one y'all are used to. It's actually Jello, cottage cheese, and whipped cream, like Cool Whip.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different kind of. It's yeah. So she brought that, and she also brought her guitar.
Awesome.
So you all gathered. You're sitting there at Arzeth's and everybody's bringing their food when the line appears in the air, which opens into the blowing realm of screams and wind and sand and blood and glass and the spirit realm. And out steps short, bald as an egg African-American man with a whole tray full of something that's covered in aluminum foil, I guess to protect it from the winds.
Arazeth reaches out, takes it, and says, "Thank you for coming."
I guess it's just something I hadn't done.
Yeah.
But
trying new things is good.
That's, I'm trying. Clive's done these a few times. That's Cuban sandwiches. A friend of mine down in Miami, she made them up for everybody.
Oh, nice. Nice. Thank you. And she'll put them on the counter to go out.
And he looks over and nods at Drillero, little Slayer. You're missing two. There's only 4 of you here, and there's 6 of you?
I'm sure they'll come if they can.
Okay. Every time I see y'all together, it's weird.
Arazeth is going out to start
Didn't you see that
cooking a bit?
Usul notices Aramel and his posture changes a bit? Prophet. And Aramel just looks at him. You recognize me? I don't know who you are. You can just call me the Reaper of Souls. And Aramel actually takes a step back from that.
Turns camera.
And
Yeah,
Arazeth just says, "Remember whose house you're in, gentlemen."
Oh, I hold no ill will towards the prophet. I was there the day we had the debate. I chose correctly, but you're safe. Don't worry. And Aramel just kind of nods and just buttons up immediately. I think I'm going to cause a problem being here if you've got other guests that.
You'll be fine. Get over yourself. And Rosette just starts cooking.
Also, Clark was just standing in the corner, his eyes shifting between the two, like, what's this going to go on here?
Sounds like you both need a drink.
Yeah, make whiskey neat. And that's Usul says that.
And Rosette says, the stuff's right over there. Make it yourself.
No bartender?
No. I don't have a job yet. Once I have a job, I'll hire a bartender next time.
You want a bartender? You should have brought a bartender.
I could have.
Still can.
No, travel through that realm doesn't. Mortals don't do well in there. I could have brought my friend that she might know how to mix a drink. She knows how to do everything like that, but I don't think you want to meet her anyway.
Could you have brought a spirit? Not the alcohol.
I've got several caged up right now, but
I just meant if you happen to find a dead bartender.
Pulling them across, they wouldn't be able to make very many drinks, okay? Sorry, that's not how they work.
Simply trying to find solutions.
I can make a whiskey neat. That's pretty easy, okay? I got that covered. I just figured if somebody was offering a drink, but I'll go make it. It's okay.
Does it look like I'm in a position to make you a drink?
She says, floating in the middle of a pool.
I mean, you could get out of the pool and get a drink. That's
Why?
fair point, I guess. And my friend would have loved the pool, though.
Next time, bring your friend.
I'm not sure that is a good idea.
Why? Stop being vague.
She's, how can I put this? The little temptresses can be a problem sometimes in group functions. If she's not the center of attention, she becomes the center of attention, one way or another. Defilers and all that, you know how that was.
I've known one or two.
Yeah, you probably don't know one like her.
Maybe not. But I'd be fine to meet her.
Want to come to a cookout, Sabiel? That's what I thought. She said, oh, hell no.
Of course not.
She don't like L.A. I'll be fair. She was here not long ago, and she was really not happy with her experiences.
I can't blame her one bit.
Can we do legacy checks on that name?
Sure.
Absolutely, we will.
Legacy the shit out of that one.
Is it wits or intelligence?
It's intelligence.
Thank you.
Difficulty 6. Everyone loves the legacy. Wow, 3 successes from Nabas.
I just noticed that he specifically said friend, but he's wanting to hunt Fallen. So how is he suddenly making friends with them?
I got 2.
2, 3, 2. For Virginia and Mars with a 2, Defilers, all you know. Nabas, though. Sabiel was sister to Hanil, which is the one that Usul was known.
Clark,
wasn't. They were lovers.
in love with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Clark know? Like, does Clark show that he's confused about this? About being a friend?
Like there's an odd quirk for a second, but he doesn't comment or anything like that. Although he will start inching his way to eventually be standing next to Nebos, like towards around the other edge of the pool when he can.
There's also chairs and stuff around the pool.
Oh.
And tables and things so people can put their plates and cups down.
And the Reaper goes, fixes him a whiskey.
You are muted.
Sorry, the Reaper, I pulled a bin. God damn. The Reaper goes and fixes himself a whiskey. And as he's going inside to make the whiskey, Airmail, you can hear him say it because he doesn't try to be quiet with it. One hell of a guest list already. And it's at this point, Arazeth, your name has been spoken by somebody.
Do I recognize the voice?
Arazeth, the mother. It is I, Ragdan the Magnificent. Ragdan the Impressive. Ragdan the Emerald.
What happens, storyteller, when somebody is in a demon cell phone call and their name gets uttered by a different demon?
They can join the
They
cell
can
phone
join the call.
Okay, because I'm letting Arazeth know that I'm down the street with Barry.
So
So she's in 2 calls right now.
she's right now in 2 separate, though she could merge them if she wanted.
No, first she says to Remthrazel, give me just a moment. And then she goes back and says, Ragdan, have you showered?
Of course I have. I always shower now before I come to visit.
Fine. And she gives him the address. We're having a cookout. I figured if you were coming, this is when you would come because you always come to eat my food.
Well, it can't be a proper cookout until Ragdan the Magnificent appears.
Yes, I know. The front door's open. Just come on in when you get here. And then she shuts it off.
I am on my way.
And then she goes back to Toronto herself. Great. Yeah, just come on in. The front door's open. And yeah, come on in. I'm out back right now cooking some sausages and stuff. You're muted.
I've brought some exotic meats and Barry's brought some chicken.
Oh, you invited Barry.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Black.
Wonderful. No,
Never
that's
mind.
great. I trust your judgment.
And it doesn't. Did it again. It doesn't take long for Tyremthrazel and Barry because, look, a malefactor cab driver gets there real fucking quick. The only way to get there quicker is if you had a fiend doing it instead, because then you could just step through portals and appear in other places. But it works out pretty well. And Tyremthrazel, you pull up in the cab, of course, right about the same exact time as you see the man walking up. It's the oddest thing. He's obviously wearing hand-me-down clothes, but they are clean. But he's wearing a Burger King crown on his head. And he's just walking up to the door and walking in.
And when you see her house, it's kind of up on a hill right behind her yard. There's like literally mountain behind her. She's in a beautiful spot in Arcadia in the valley, and she's got beautiful landscaping with lots of vibrant flowers and things in the front yard leading up the walkway. And the front door is wide open.
Barry, do you have any Burger King crowns in your car?
No, I don't. What the hell was that?
I don't know, but I wasn't told there was going to be a costume party.
What kind of party is this? Yeah, this is. I mean, am I overdressed? Am I underdressed? Should I be dressed?
Let's play it by ear for now.
I mean, let me
Listen,
tell you,
you
jerk
don't-
chicken, you don't want to get that jerk spices in certain places. I can
You
tell you
don't.
from experience.
Let's go in calmly. Don't bite any bananas from the side like a fucking psychopath, and we should be fine.
Wait, who the fuck does that?
Weirdos.
Okay. You got to tell me that story at some point. But
Yeah,
the
it
jerk chicken's
involves
getting
an-
cold. We got to take it in there.
Yeah, it involves a tweaked out fucking.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
We'll have to talk. And Arazeth, you see Ragdan coming in with his Burger King crown, and he's got something in a metal tray. Now, you're pretty damn sure that metal tray, from the look of it, it came from a food bank. You know, one of the food lines. He's took a whole thing, and he comes in. Ragdan has brought green beans because they're green and emeralds.
Set them on the counter.
He puts them down. Ha! I see Carsador is here.
Ragdan, good to see you.
It's good to see you. I see a number of your friends here. I don't recognize those two, but I'm sure they'll be properly cowed by my magnificence.
In time.
And he walks in and immediately goes straight over to Usul and introduces himself as Ragdan the Magnificent, Ragdan the All-Knowing, Ragdan the Powerful, and Ragdan the Emerald. And Usul has a look on his face like, and? And then Usul says, I'm Usul, the Reaper of Souls. And Ragdan just stops mid-sentence.
Best SPC, that's all I gotta say.
Oh, we need to work on your name.
And with that, Arizeth legit busts out laughing.
Carcer has a sort of like half bewildered look as he's staring at the conversation.
You're famous. You should have multiple titles, much like Ragdan the Magnificent. Usul, Reaper of Souls. Usul, imprisoned but not fallen. Usul, the last of the old guard. I like that one.
Drew, make me a drink. I'm going to need to drink with this crew.
And Tyremthuzel, you and Barry come through the door as he's going through titles and shit. And Barry just looks over and goes, is one of his titles the lunatic? Shit, he's got enough titles. Ragdan, the narcissist. And Ragdan's head turns. I might use that later.
But he does take direction.
You know, Matthew, I don't know what kind of party you got me into, but I'm going to need a drink.
Oh, Barry, that's the Reaper of Souls. That's the great prophet from the beginning of time. And that's Arizeth, the cook and owner of the house.
I don't know who those are. I know Arizeth, but
There you go.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Apparently, he
you're up to
doesn't
speed.
know who the Reaper of Souls is. He doesn't even know the prophet.
Yep. No. But now you're up to speed. So, and I'll bring my bags of meat and take it outside.
And when you go out there, there's a large tray. The tray's even stamped. It's St. Catherine's Mission, it says on it. And it's all green beans. Bulk made green beans. Still steaming though.
Now, Ragdan, when we finish these green beans, I'm going to clean this tray and you're going to take it back.
Well, of course Ragdan will do that. Ragdan is not a thief. I borrowed it.
Right. And I'll give you something to give them for donation.
I did steal the Burger King crown. Does that count as a thief?
Yes, that's still thieving.
Ha, Ragdan, King of Thieves. New name.
Does that
Although
mean
I
you're
think
keeping the tray now?
I think Burger King actually puts those crowns out for people to take.
And no, boss, I'm not keeping the crown, you see, or not keeping the tray. You see, the King of Thieves was Robin Hood.
Ah.
I take from the rich and give to the poor, and that mission is far from rich. I will return their tray. I may even leave them
noble.
a present or three.
So virtuous, so noble.
Arizeth
Toss
will
me a
start.
beer?
Ragdan the Noble.
Arizeth will start while this is going on. Just in the background, she will be making patties and things from the meat that's been brought.
And seeing you have a camera, Ragdan gets like this heroic pose when he says Ragdan the Noble. It's my good side.
Gotta give me more. Come on, the camera loves you.
Oh, just keep it rolling. It'll be like candid camera by the end of the night. As long as I don't piss off the mother again.
I mean, that would fit the type of movies I do typically work on. So,
So what is everyone doing? Barry's laid his chicken down. He went and got him a drink because he needs one. Ragdan will bug anybody he can, being Ragdan.
The boss is probably taking one for the group and keeping Ragdan occupied.
What a saint.
Oh, he will talk your ear off. He does get in the pool. He does not take his clothes off. He gets in the pool fully clothed.
I mean, she has her clothes on too. So.
Yeah, fully, just everything. No bathing suit, nothing. He just climbs in the pool.
There's no dirt coming off in the water, though,
Nope.
right?
It was
He
clean.
did say he showered.
He's learned the lesson. He comes with clean clothes and clean self.
Mhm.
He does take certain care to make sure his Burger King crown does not get wet.
Drinking a soda and sitting over by the pool.
Actually, just real quick, Clark is going to go and approach Virginia while she's at the grill.
Mhm.
Do you need to go and feed your kids?
No, actually, they are back in Chicago just for the weekend, staying with the grandparents while I get everything settled here.
And how is LA for them so far, for the little bit they've been here?
Not bad. They're coming back at the end of the weekend, and we'll be having some time before I have to get them registered for school to get acclimated to it.
Are they delirious from leaving the space?
No, they've actually adapted pretty well.
I at least assumed your daughter would be fine, but to hear the son's doing well is good too, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, well, you can't expect the kid to not be in there and have some type of revelation, right?
Any human, really. We should be careful with who we let in there.
Yeah.
Oh, medium on my burger, please. And then he'll walk away.
Okay.
Anyone else wanting to talk to each other? Go ahead. This is your chance to speak. And Ragdan is telling you a lot of stories, Nabas, that cannot be real. I mean, some of the weirdest shit he's talking about. You know, he has a throne made of cardboard boxes and dumpsters. That's what he tells you. He's king of the Chicago streets.
She's keeping notes and gonna make mental notes and gonna make a character based off of him.
Okay. It's clear. You don't know how much, whether it's an act or not. He seems insane, though. If you want to roll legacy, you always could to see what you remember him from the
I'm
war.
sure Arizeth has told her a lot.
Well, he doesn't talk a lot about his time during the war.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Four
shit,
successes.
my rolls are on fire tonight.
Yeah. During the war, he was known. He was eccentric the entire time in the war. He was always doing weird shit that made no sense to anybody else. He did craft items. He was a forge master, but he made weird things. He'd always told people during the war that he was touched by the Almighty to create what the Almighty wanted, not what he wanted.
I want to do I don't know what this would be.
Okay.
I want to do a check of sorts to see if that might actually make logical sense with what she knows. Like, if it might actually be possible that that's kind of what happened to him. And it was the genuine hand of God that, like...
it would have to be a legacy role because you're remembering stuff from your time as an angel. So it's going to have to be legacy.
And that's a willpower still, or is it faith since it's legacy based?
It's intelligence. It's always intelligence.
Like, to get a success.
No, willpower.
A faith or a willpower? Well, okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
One success?
Two, because I spent a willpower.
At the start of creation, you were all given your orders by the creator about your role in creation. It's possible he had a list of things he was supposed to make. He wasn't very high up, so little bits and pieces are barely anything because he wasn't a famous You don't know why he's the Magnificent, because he wasn't really famous as a fallen.
She's gonna try and get as much information from him as she can about what happened. And try and just figure it out. I'm hoping that like kind of intuit what's true or not and like put it together.
Okay, now you do have the icy demeanor flaw, which makes it a little difficult.
Yeah.
So I'll keep that in mind as you're talking with him.
Yeah, but she can put on a performance.
She can.
Just roll enigmas if he starts to get too weird on you.
He's weird. And he doesn't stop talking, ever. Somebody else had something they wanted to say?
So Drew goes after standing over at where all of the mixed drinks are for about 5 minutes or so, walks over to her set and just sets down one glass whiskey with some ice, just whiskey with ice, and then a chocolate coconut banana martini.
Oh, Drew.
Is there a bit of banana sticking out of it? I have to ask. Because that would have gotten a comment from Barry.
Just a tip.
A banana with the side bitten out of. Come on.
You'd be asking who's going to bite the side of it, but
It's just funnier that drink was presented by a lesbian.
that's true.
And literally, Arizeth just kisses you on the cheek and says, "Thank you, dear." Takes the whiskey, fucking chugs it, gone. Sets the cup down and takes a sip of the the other drink and is like, "Oh, that's really good."
And it's about this time where after you did that, where Jonathan walks in, Jonathan Freeman, also known as Vohu Mano. He comes in. That looks tasty.
Welcome.
That
It's
looks
almost done.
That looks really tasty. I'm sorry I didn't bring anything, but I'll do your service instead. I'm going to run the bar tonight.
Oh, fantastic.
That I can do. Good to see you again, Mars. Like the mixtape. Good shit. Let me know when you can come play at the White Rooster. Come on.
Anytime.
Hey, Friday.
I'll be there.
Okay. We'll get the stage set up. You'll be good to go. I know you're going to be a hit.
And with that, Arizeth actually is plating the last of the meats that she had to cook. And she has on the table like buns and toppings and condiments and the sides and everything. It's like a outdoor dining table that she has set up with all the spread on it. And she says, "Okay, guys, come fix your plates."
And it's about this time that Usul notices Vohu. And he makes a beeline towards him, and you can notice even without a roll that the ring he wears shimmers for a brief instant as he's moving, as he's clenching his fists a bit. For just a brief instant, it looked like it was shifting form, the ring. That's the same way the scythe appeared in his hand last time.
Virginia's going to literally put 2 fingers in her mouth and whistle really fucking loud.
And he stops, and his eyes are still locked on Vahu.
"No, sir. Not in my house.
You invited the torturer to your house.
Maybe talk to him."
Hey, and Vahu goes, no. That's the old me, not the new me. I didn't assume. I know who you are. I didn't assume you're here to reap us all, did I? So you don't need to assume I'm here to torture people. And they eye each other, and Usul slowly approaches him, and the two of them step aside to talk quietly.
But don't take too long. This food ain't going to eat itself.
And yeah, we'll be right. Don't worry.
All right, I've
Me and
taken
my
a
boy will
spoon.
hash something out, and he touches Usul, and Usul gets a look like he did not want to be touched. We'll hash some things out. I will not. This is your property. This is your area. This is yours. I'm not going to disrespect you. I know the rules. That's one of our rules. We always respect those whose territory we are in, right?
Exactly.
And Usul gets an odd look when he says that, but the two of them go back to privately talking. And Barry comes over and just looks at everybody as they're getting food going, this has got to be the strangest damn cookout I've ever been part of.
Oh, you're just getting to know us.
Look,
Strange shit is kind of our way of doing things.
I've been to cookouts in Compton, and I ain't seen anything this strange before, okay? Actually, they're pretty chill damn cookouts. You ought to come to one of them.
You forget they're from Chicago. Like, Chicago is a totally different country compared to
Hey,
what happens out here.
they're not the West Coast. You know how the West Coast is.
Hey,
That's what I'm
if you
saying.
want to invite me to a cookout, I will gladly attend a cookout.
I'll invite you. Oh, that'll be great. Just, make sure you bring something good.
Of course. Just wait until you taste what I've made for you. You'll know it's good.
Hey, don't forget to try the jerk chicken.
I
It's a little
will.
spicy.
I like spice.
It's good. And you all gather up your food. And I think right here is a good spot to go to break, everybody, as the food is being served at cookout night.
As we tuck in,
Tuck in and eat and chit chat. Yep.
Yeah.
So we will see everybody in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break. And we're back, everybody. Before the break, this is the cookout episode, which I'm convinced now we should have a cookout episode every season of Demon.
Absolutely. At Arizeth's house, because she is the hostess with the mostest.
Yeah, just because.
Anime has their beach episodes. We
Yeah.
have our cookout
Cookouts.
episodes.
With all the
Cookouts
stress-
and dinners and
With all the stress and all the sus they go through, they should have a cookout episode where
Windy City had a club episode every season.
Yes,
we
it
have
did.
a cookout.
Gotta have
normally episode 5.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Oh, we're on episode 6. We're having cookout.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Cookouts.
sorry, we're off an episode. It took a little while for Arizeth to get a house in LA.
Yeah.
So everyone's eating food. Jeffrey Black shows up right about this time. He's still in uniform, LA Sheriff's Department. But
I'll introduce him.
do you introduce him by his actual name, or do you give him
No.
his celestial name?
Officer Black. I don't have, unless I ask for permission, I'm never going to use somebody's angelic name.
And he says he's social, says hi to everybody.
Does he say his angelic name?
He doesn't know everybody here is an angel, so no, he doesn't.
Oh, and I just smile at him, welcome him to my home, and say, we're all of a kind here. And I say, I'm Arizeth.
Make me a roll real quick. Let's see. Okay, that and that. Okay. I got to make his legacy roll.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he gets. I said roll and it didn't roll. There we go. His eyes narrow a little bit. Fancy, I didn't expect Ty to be hanging out with the mother.
Funny how we can sometimes change, huh?
Yeah. I didn't even know you were in the city. Shows you how disconnected I am on things. You hear about, I've heard a number of things about the Chicago crew for some reason, but nobody seems to say who it is.
I will admit that at times I use my old reputation to my advantage, but I'm not that person anymore.
That's something I can agree with. None of us are what we were. At least we shouldn't be.
Now
Name's
I'm an actual mother. Have 2 kids.
name's Asher.
Asher.
Yeah.
Very good. Welcome, Asher, and be welcome.
And he's brought some cheesecake, 2 of them.
Awesome.
I didn't know how many are going to be here, so I just got 2 cheesecakes.
That's perfect.
I'd have cooked something, but I didn't know ahead of time because Ty over there, and he told me, just a few hours ago, and I had to rush to figure out. I mean, it's good cheesecake, though.
Hey, it's excellent. Thank you.
And a little bakery, little bakery makes them. Little mom and pop type shop.
Those are the best.
Well, of course, right out of my neighborhood. He goes and puts them down. Does anyone else introduce themselves, or does everyone tell them who he is or who they are? Okay. So
if he comes out, if he comes out by the pool, the boss will.
I mean, he comes out by the pool, but he's not getting in the water. Ragdan has finally caught on to you and has wandered out of the water. He's dripping everywhere in the backyard, just wandering around. He didn't dry off or anything. He's just wandering around, talking to anybody who will speak with him.
I got a 7 legacy on Asher.
Oh, wow. He's a devourer. As far as you know, steadfast Luciferian. At least he was during, the time you spent with him.
She knows that that
Vahu has said
Black, he's a reconciler
now.
Mm-hmm.
He was captured during the war, put in Saigon, which is the prison of the Almighty. Nobody ever expected him to come out. Baroness Kishar disobeyed her orders and got him out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a legend, her rescue of him and their love for each other. And as far as you know, he never committed any atrocities during the war. He always fought with the highest honor, even as a devourer, which were some of the most brutal
some of the
fighters.
Most feral at times.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not him. Even with 7, that's about all you can get on him because the legends, all the legends.
Mm-hmm. And she just enjoys her meal and drinks her drinks and chats with whoever wants to chit chat.
Okay, so let's go around and see who wants to talk to who. We're going to start with Drulariel. Who do you want to talk with? You got anybody in particular you're going to go speak with?
Probably Usiel, now that things have calmed down a bit.
Now that he's not, staring at Vahu Mano, he's not even paying a second attention to him now. Hello, little Slayer. Didn't expect me to show up, did you?
No, it was a 50-50.
I almost didn't. Sabs convinced me to come. Not going to keep saying her name. She gets irritated when I keep calling her name repeatedly.
I mean, we all can.
Yeah. I mean, she's nice enough to make some Cuban sandwiches. What can I do for you?
I've been learning about things and questioning things, particularly why I might have fallen. I don't remember much about the second place. When the humans die, do you know, do we just start bringing them to where the animals were, or was there a plan, or I don't know.
That's the oddity of it all. We created the second world for them, though they weren't supposed to die. Which seemed odd to me. Why were we making a a world for them, for creatures that weren't going to die. I guess at the time my thought was, though they would live forever, they could still be killed by beasts. They wouldn't die by age or malady, but the beasts could still have taken them, though at the time even the beasts avoided the All-Mother and All-Father.
They were, you could say, peaceful with each other.
It wasn't until the fall that the All-Mother and All-Father and their descendants went at war with the beasts. Prior to that, everyone had their place. Beasts were there as food, but did not prey on the favored of the Almighty. Afterwards, to the beasts, they were like other beasts, hunted when they encroached on the wrong territory, avoided at times. It struck me odd about the sundered second world. Why was I on a sundered throne? What was the purpose of that? We never got to find out. You wonder why you might have fallen. I could see several reasons. Did you shepherd the souls to the spirit realm as it exists now, the one that other slayers created?
I don't remember.
I do. You did what you always did. You couldn't shepherd them to the second world anymore that you were told they would go to. You shepherded them to the only place you could. What the house created was amazing. You created a world. Yes, it was a pale imitation of the second world, but it's very close. You took them because that's what you were meant to do. The only place you could. The problem was, those weren't your orders. We weren't to escort the souls any longer.
Didn't just leave them there.
But we did. Because that was our orders. And you ushered them over. I'm impressed with what was created. But I've had time to study it. I've been in it far longer than you. I spend a lot of my time there. It was never meant to last forever. It was supposed to be temporary during the war. And it's not healthy anymore. It has decayed. Entropy has taken over. Because it wasn't supposed to last. A temporary stopover place until the second world could be possibly, you could have gained access to it. Had you won, perhaps you could have. But
Do you no longer have access?
I lost my ability to enter the second world on the day of the rebellion. Though I did not fall, we were cut from it. When reality was damaged by the hand of the Almighty.
Who shepherds them now?
No one. When they die, some go to the spirit realm. They call it the Shadowlands. How little do they understand how right they are about that place. It's a shadow of what it should have been. A lot don't. A lot go somewhere else. Somewhere I can't see, somewhere none of us can see.
I've seen some of them that stay.
Trapped there now. Unfinished business, all of them. Some are monsters, some are not. But they all suffer. Reality was created to be the buffer between the infinite and nothing.
But there's no more peace.
Now that the infinite is gone, the buffer is being destroyed slowly by nothing. Entropy, such a simple term humanity's given to this, but that doesn't really accurately describe the breadth of nothingness. The nothingness was the opposite of the creator. That was why this was put in place.
Drew reaches out and grabs Uciel's hands. Is there still peace in death or no?
It's a tough question. It's a very tough question. For some, there is no peace in death. For most that end up in the spirit realm. But I have seen a few sent there who finished what they were trying to do, finished whatever kept them locked there. And they were freed to go somewhere else. They'd achieved their peace, and so they moved on. Where? I don't know. It's possible. There is still peace in death. Not everybody gets it. And all the ones I've seen on the other side now, it's a fraction of the All-Mother and All-Father's children. Barely any compared to how many just go wherever it is. They go somewhere. So you could almost see it. Almost. It's like a portal on the edge of the vision. But you can't see it when you look at it. It is denied to me and you and all of our kind now. Whatever their fate is, the Almighty has made sure that we can't touch it. But there is no peace in the Shadowlands. Only for those who avoid it or somehow manage to solve whatever kept them there. And let me tell you, not many do that. Most become creatures of entropy, devoured by hate and anger and guilt. Same things that have undone so many who created that realm.
Well,
you're questioning
maybe one
your
day
place,
when
aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I created peace and death, and here now it's not even a thing anymore.
It's not. I've been there when many mortals have died. Most, if I don't intercept them, go on to their peace. Some even go on to their peace when I free them from the cage. Though I tend to gather the ones who deserve punishment. My cages are full of murderers and rapists and thieves and abusers. What better way to serve me than to grab the most base and horrible of humanity and force them to do as I wish?
Maybe one day, if I'm brave enough, I'll go.
Would you like to see what I've seen at some point? You can
Maybe.
survive there. I could take you with me sometime. Not today,
Maybe.
not tonight.
No.
But I will come another day and ask you if you wish to go see the realm our house created. And see how it fails.
Drew just gets up and walks away at that point. She actually goes and gets in the hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
Where Arizeth is now chilling in the
Okay.
hot tub.
Teremtuzo, anyone you wanted to talk with?
Actually, yeah, Vohu and I haven't spent any time. I think he's one of the few that I haven't spoken to. I'm not talking to Ragdan. 100%.
There's who all's at the party. I just shared it so everybody can see the list just to make sure.
Thanks, man. What a good ST you are.
And it's okay. It just means that Ragdan will probably try to talk to you.
Fix that. Edit the name to be spelled correctly. It's Vahu Mano.
Oh.
Go speak to him.
Yeah, I'm going to go speak to Vahu.
He's standing over by the liquor, and as soon as you go near him, what can I get you? What can I make for you? Come on.
Soda. I don't drink.
I can respect that. And you want club soda?
No, regular soda's fine.
Okay. And he pulls you out a Pepsi. Got that work?
Yeah. I usually just take a sip and leave the rest.
You're a devourer, aren't you?
Yeah. No.
I don't normally see your kind outside most of your kind don't seem to end up with police officers. A lot of them end up gardeners, vets, zookeepers. I mean, it kind of makes sense, though.
I point at Jeffrey. Well, there's 2 for 2 here.
He's pretty unique. Are you unique as well?
We're all unique.
Yeah, we are, but we're not. You know, it's...
You sound just like the Baroness.
Not sure if I could take that as an insult or not. I'm a defiler. That's what they named us. I'm not like her. She's a fanatic.
I mean, you work with humans. That's why I came over here.
I do.
So you know them pretty intimately.
Oh, I do. Amazing. Who would ever thought? Yeah, they've got their bad sides. Everything does in this world. but they're capable of just such a boundless love. I mean, I'll tell you the story of mine. This body was beaten to death with a brick. Didn't hate the man who did it either. Just hated the world that made someone end up in them situations. Guy was high on drugs. Didn't know what he was doing. Jonathan didn't care. Loved him anyway, as he was killing him.
Must have been different for you.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't known for love, okay? There's a reason why you weren't here when he said that, but the Reaper, the reason why he called me the torturer, okay? I was a torturer. I did bad things, horrible things.
He's on edge every time he looks at you, so I gathered
We've kind of
something happened.
patched it over. He's not sure he believes me yet, but I've told him he's free to follow me all he wants, and he can see where my motivations actually lie. He'll see that I'm a champion for a lot of the people that are discriminated against. You know, too many people in this damn world seem to think what gender you are or what your preferences are, whether you like women or men or both or none. They seem to think it matters. It doesn't mean shit. All human. All deserve the same rights. And that's why he came out here. He was told, you know, come out to California and it's different. It's different, but it's not. You still have to hide what you are or you get fired, discriminated against. They won't say that's why they're firing you, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm fighting for the rights. Because that ain't right.
There's a lot that ain't right.
That's the truth.
I think we're on the precipice of either being great or being monsters.
I guess it's who you talk to. If you follow the Baroness, you're going to be a monster like she is. Just like Abigail. He's a monster too.
I heard that you had issues with him.
Issues. Yeah, we'll go with issues. That works. I'll tell you, it's a little worse than issues, okay? He doesn't think I can change. And he's convinced that he can prove it. He's tried to kill me a few times. It's kind of hard to kill us, though. Mm-hmm. At least not without being too obvious about it. And, you know, we're not supposed to try to kill each other. We're not supposed to try to kill each other's thralls, but accidents can happen, right? That's what he says. I don't know. Don't even know where he's been lately. He's disappeared from everybody's sight. Nobody's seen him in a while. I mean, his people still come around. He'll answer other people. I mean, I said his name and he won't answer me at all.
Yeah.
He's scared of something. I know it's not me. I know he's wanting war with me, but I'm just doing what I can to protect myself and what matters to me. I don't want to hurt him.
Maybe the Baroness has him on a leash.
Maybe. I don't know if that would work. I don't know. He was always a little bit paranoid. He disappeared shortly after Lucifer appeared. So.
The first time or this recent time?
The first time. big blazing in the sky, the morning star in all his glory.
No.
It's good to see he didn't dim like the rest of us. But I haven't talked to him, so I don't know. Maybe he did dim, just in a different way.
A light that's pointed in a different arc will always look dim to somebody looking at it from a stationary position.
Kind of like that. You sure you're not cryptic?
No.
That's the kind of philosophy I expect from them, man.
I eat my bananas the correct way.
Is that a sexual reference of some kind that I'm not?
No, I had to warn Barry about, keeping an eye out because
Grins at you because I like me a good bananas.
noted. I don't think Matthew did, but I don't know how to keep that side of him. I'm always trying to meld the two parts of us.
It can be tough. Let me tell you, look at me. I was the torturer. And then I get a body that loves everybody. It's tough to reconcile the two. My secret was I quit focusing on what I was. I started focusing on who I am now. I'm Jonathan Freeman.
That's why I forgave Lucifer when he showed up to us.
And he showed up to you, huh?
The observatory.
I'll be fair. I'm glad it wasn't me.
I think you would have liked him.
Question is, would he have liked me? I remember what I did. A lot of people don't like me. A lot of people don't trust me. They think I'm faking it. They think it's a ploy. I don't think I could handle him doubting. Because if he could be that wrong, that would just mean he's wrong on everything, wouldn't he? Because I changed.
Right. So that means that you were wrong.
I was.
Just like he was.
Will he admit it? The first house isn't exactly known for being willing to admit they might have made a mistake ever.
He came as close to it as possible. He doesn't want to continue the war.
That's good. Don't need to continue the war. War's lost. We tried that way. It didn't work out. I think it's time for our kind to get it through our head that maybe the Almighty was right. Our job is to observe, watch out, protect humanity, but not take an active hand, not directly put your fingers on the scale. Sure, you can help once in a while in little ways. And yeah, it means I got to reveal myself to some people because need their faith to survive. But as a whole, we shouldn't be interfering with them.
You had to take your angelic form?
I've taken it. Took it when I got this body. Couldn't help. How else are you going to do it when you get your body, right?
I'm going to bring up my hands and just kind of show them to him. Ever since then, I haven't had a need or want, honestly. I see them and I point at the Chicago crew and they pull on the fundaments, the powers of creation, and I've never had the desire to.
I haven't had to use mine much. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I'm already in this beautiful body. Got this beautiful blonde hair. Everyone notices me. I got a good voice. I don't need to enhance it with my radiant form. I don't think, perfection's needed because that's what we were. That's what I am when I'm in my normal form. Perfect being. Sometimes I still don't feel perfect or worthy to wear that skin all the time. But you know what? It is what I am. As I said, focus not on what you were, right? Who are you now? But if you need to use your form, you may need to use it at some point. You don't know. Some things these bodies can't do. You're a devourer. When it comes down to it, will you use your form to protect others?
A heartbeat.
Remember that. During the war, your house did some horrible things, but there was nobility in it. For some. For some. Sure, they gave no quarter, but the wild's always had no mercy when it's necessary. I just suggest you always think of the when necessary part. That'll steer you clear, help you hold on to things in perspective. And don't forget your Matthew.
Yeah. What I did, I feel like I did to belong to a group. And now I'll gesture to the Chicago group again. I think I took the long way around, but I'm there.
I don't know them all. I've talked with a few of them. They're not such a bad crew. They had the intelligence not to get caught into fucking scratches shit. That's smart. Right off.
Yeah.
I think Arizeth will come in and catch that
Mhm.
bit of the conversation. She said, yeah, it wouldn't have been the first time if Faustian manipulated the shit out of me, and I wasn't going to let it happen again.
I don't blame you on that. That's what the Faustians do. They have a right to make their path and to choose it. I disagree. I think it's the wrong route. It's too close to what got us in trouble the first time.
She looks at him and says, can I make you something, bartender?
No, I'm good. I've got a rally tonight. I don't want to get to drinking. I mean, I could purge it out, but
yeah,
I couldn't get it off my breath, and I don't want, it really wouldn't do any good for all the people I'm gathering up to smell alcohol in my breath and think I need alcohol for the courage to stand up for what I believe in.
I understand.
That's what's important, Like I said, I don't have to reveal what I am to make a difference, to improve things, and to help them improve things on their own through their choices, through their own actions. We had our chance. We screwed up. We failed. It's humanity's turn. Let's see what they do. Yeah, we were gone for a while, but our goal, we were designed to be here to protect them without them knowing they're being protected. Maybe that's what we should be doing now, right?
True.
And look, I don't know how much you know of the mother over here, but I can see she's changed quite a bit. So whatever you've done to get to this path where you are now, wherever wherever you've been to fit in, just know that's who you were, man. Not who you are. Who you are is right now. That's what matters.
And where we go from here.
Tried to explain that to the Reaper over there. I don't think he can let go of who he was,
He can't.
but I tried.
I'm trying in the way I'm going to browbeat him into it.
He's awful stubborn.
He is.
Heard him use the word friend like he knows what that means.
I know, right?
He knows.
Friend.
He knows. He's just forgotten. There's a lot of pain there. He had a friend, and the Creator took her from him.
Yeah, she did.
So, you know, I wonder how he would have turned out. Would he have been any different had she not been taken from him? Would he have fallen? Would have all the things he'd done? Or would the Reaper of Souls not be the Reaper of Souls if Anil wasn't taken from him? Wits, awareness from everybody real quick.
Can I use my specialty quick thinker?
Sure.
Difficulty 6?
Yep.
Oh boy.
2, 2, 2.
Wow, I am getting
does
horrible rolls.
intuitive apply?
Sure.
I'm getting massively bad rolls on large.
Oh, you had a good one though for your legacy.
That one.
Yep.
That's one in like 2.5 sessions.
I'm sorry. I completely missed the second skill you said for that.
Awareness.
Wits awareness.
Thank you.
Supernatural kind of thing.
Because I have wits awareness.
Wow.
in
0
spades.
was 0 from the boss.
It
Wow.
was not a botch.
Wasn't, but
Yeah.
man.
Close.
Yeah, close.
No, I had 2 successes.
Yeah.
It's the alcohol. It's screwing with us.
So is that everybody rolling? Let's see. One. Yep.
I haven't got yet. Sorry.
Just waiting on Carsadors. Okay.
Also a 0.
I will say 2 successes. The only one who notices something, because Mars, you were talking to the Reaper of Souls. For some reason, his head turned mid-conversation and he looked towards the house and then looked back towards you.
I wasn't with him anymore, though.
Right, but it was simultaneous conversation. So
oh, good. Okay. Yep.
now, for those in the house, I will point out he never said his name.
Mm-mm. No, but he said her name.
And he said the Reaper of Souls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the question, right? Would he be the same?
Who knows?
I don't think he would have done half of what he did had he not been angry.
I don't particularly like gossiping.
That's too deep a rabbit hole for me to climb down.
But it's important to understand his pain if we want to help him.
That's true.
If we can understand his pain and he's willing, we might be able to help.
I'm gonna point at Druliria and just be like, that's her job then. I don't want to help him. He doesn't like me, I don't like him.
Sorry to hear that. I want to help him. Whether he likes me or not. I want to help everybody. As long as they want to be helped.
That's the tricky part.
Isn't it?
And slap the bar and be like, thank you for the drink, Jonathan, and the conversation.
It's good finally meet up and talk with you, you know?
And Virginia will make her drink and just give him a nod.
Nabas, was there somebody you wanted to talk to, or are you just videotaping everything from wherever you happen to be?
Sure. So Nabas has probably let herself get pretty intoxicated at the moment. So she is going to go up to Clark, put her arm through his and be like, I think we're supposed to be socializing with people.
Oh, damn it. You're right. We should have. And And Clark's gonna look around the room for a
And she's
second.
like, I have an idea. And she like drags you along and we're gonna go see the prophet.
Fine. And as contrast, Clark is still very sober.
Don't worry. Aramel's not only sober, but he's also just standing there, like in the backyard, just by himself, just looking like he doesn't know what to do.
So the three people who don't know how to be social at all are just like, we're gonna go over here and stand.
Hey, there's no pressure.
Nice weather.
Serviceable. Not too cold. Not yet.
I was told that's an icebreaker.
You're correct. It is a
Do
very
any of
common
us
one.
care about icebreakers though?
I mean, I'm
think
at
we're
a
above
cookout.
that.
I'm supposed to be social, right?
That's why we're here.
Did you enjoy the food?
Oh, it was good. Better than, I mean, I'm sure it's not as nutritious as what Sanctuary has, but it tastes a little better.
I had a question for you. I don't know if Nabas would have the same question or different ones. But everyone only talks about one aspect of you, and I'm tired of only knowing one.
The profit part, right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
there's more to you. What did you contribute to creation?
It's funny. I contributed to patterns.
All of them?
Know that how you can read patterns sometimes to see a glimpse of what's to come. Sometimes I wish I created something else, because I've always felt that was why I always saw so much of the future, so much further ahead than everybody else. I should have done something else. I should have, I don't know, created the movement of the stars in the heavens, or, how the planets rotate around each other or something. And maybe I wouldn't have been so tormented, right?
I mean, it almost sounds as if you, I don't know how to phrase it, but I want to say created the flow of time almost, with just the progression of how things changed, the order
It's close,
to it in a way.
but I created the ability to see that change based on current events. Best example is, if you see the way the clouds are building up, you'll know it's going to rain. Or you see the clouds building up and you know it's not going to rain. It's a pattern. Maybe the clouds are slightly different.
Only the patterns that we see are the patterns that humans see as well, or intuit as well.
There's a number I've seen that do a pretty damn good job at picking up the oddest things, figuring out things to come. The best of them, their fellow man, call them mad, because they can't believe that they can see so much of what's to come.
We're always villainized.
Yeah. I don't know. I sometimes regret that I was the one to do that. Though, if you look at it a different way, it had to be created, right? Because all of creation, no matter what we created, it was needed for creation, right? I mean, we chose what part we created, but it's not like we didn't have marching orders when we came to create the universe. We knew what the Almighty expected from each of us. So,
Where we came in was implementation.
exactly.
So, not to be a downer, but probably a downer, it sounds like we were created to be the ones that suffer. Those who see are the ones to suffer. There's no win.
Oh, there's no wind now. When
like
the
it ever
Almighty
was.
touched creation and broke everything, the perfect structure, the perfect order we put on things was destroyed. I remember when the planets, they circled the stars in perfect circles. Now look, their orbits are broken. Their orbits are elongated. Planets break free of it. We added chaos into the system when the Almighty broke things. That's what our rebellion really added. That's why you have to question even seeing the future. It goes back to, as I was saying before, did we create, by acting on what we saw, did we create that event? Because we introduced the chaos into the system. What we made originally, there was no chaos. It was perfectly ordered, perfectly structured. The only change there would be is the change we designed from the start.
Let's try it with a smaller example.
Okay.
I constructed distance, spatial awareness, the space between everything.
Mhm.
People and others have utilized that design for ill. People have crossed distances to stab. They have invented ways to reach people vast distances through arrows, guns, spears.
And they split the difference between hydrogen atoms
Indeed.
to create
Things that were never supposed to be distant became
explosions.
distant.
Mm-hmm.
Does that then put me at fault for creating it?
No, because if you hadn't created it, another angel would have. Because
And
that
he's
was our
then-
role.
And then he's going to point first at Aramel and then at Nibas. Then nothing either of you see is your fault either. That's not how things work.
My fault, no, but if I see a vision of the future and I take actions that cause it to happen, that wasn't the vision that made it happen. It was my actions.
Then we get back into the whole debate about was that the plan or not? Did you have any choice to do that?
I think that's going to bother us until we get answers.
The problem is, especially within the cryptics, we all tend to form giant circles of conversation after a time.
Because there's
'Cause
never
we have-
any answers.
And there's never new information to help source any new answers.
Now, how do you find new information when you created everything?
Look for the things you didn't create that came later.
Hard to make sense of chaos, though.
It is. Humans even have a thing about that, chaos theory. You know, if a butterfly flaps its wings in China, does it cause a hurricane in New York?
I suppose it's possible,
Unintended consequences.
but it's with the same possibility of a meteorite striking the Pentagon right now.
Yeah, but even those weren't supposed to randomly crash into planets. They had a purpose. Do they have a purpose now? Chaos, as Nabas said. Or is it entropy? Humans have discovered that everything is getting colder. The universe is slowly dying. That's not how we created it. Is entropy winning?
No more than we are.
We lost already.
Yeah, so I was going to say, are we even fighting?
We lost the war, but there's other things that we can do that still require success.
I mean, I don't really see a unified front for that.
No, that will.
From the day of the rebellion, we were no longer really unified. I mean, look, the day of the rebellion, they broke into 5 legions. Were we unified? Even under the Morning Star, our unity Hell, it was before the rebellion. Otherwise, all of us or none of us would have rebelled, correct? Have we ever truly been unified? Separated into our own houses? I mean, look at how most of our kind looked at the seventh house. The last of the houses, like they were beneath us. But were they really? Disunity right there. We were all equal to the Creator, but not to ourselves. Look at the pedestal we put the first house on. How many of them turned out not to be worthy? We were never unified. You think we can be unified now? Were we meant to be unified?
There doesn't even seem to be a group of us trying to stop that. Everyone has so many.
You won't find it in the cryptics, that's for sure.
We aren't really ones for action unless it's experimentation, and that usually leads to more chaos, let's be honest.
Good luck getting 5 cryptics in the room to agree on anything.
The 3 of us have each had dissenting opinion just from this conversation.
Exactly. Can't even get us to agree on what color the sky is.
But we're all having fun, aren't we?
We each do
More
it for our
fun
own
than
reason.
talking with others.
It's
trying
easier to
learn.
talk with the 2 of you.
But would you really want true unity? If you had true unity, we'd all be the same.
If we had true unity, it would be before we existed.
When we were part of the Creator himself.
Indeed. So there is nothing to be done, considering that I do not see the Creator still here.
And then she created us from her.
So the chaos and entropy will continue.
So if nothing
for us to do.
Yeah, but everyone looks to the prophet to figure out where to go next. So,
well, then maybe the next time someone does, you can tell them rightly, piss off. Who said that you need to provide people answers that you don't want to provide? I think you need to stop taking such a weight onto yourself.
the problem
What
is, there's a lot of our kind out there that hate me and blame me for everything. That means I sometimes need protection. The only way I'm going to get protection is to make sure that some people, I hate to be mercenary about it, but find me valuable enough to make sure I'm protected. It's a line, isn't it? Because if I tell everybody to piss off, how long would I have this body? How long before I was back in the abyss? Not long.
You could do anything with your time now. What would you do?
Honestly, I'd do a lot of what I'm doing now. Studying and learning about between when we were imprisoned and what got us where we're here now. Because I'm convinced if I could really understand what happened in that time period, we weren't part of it all. I might truly understand. I won't say where we went wrong. It's not about that. But I might truly understand where we can go right. That's what makes me a cryptic.
Your boss is she's gonna go up to him and grab his hands like, here, try something with me.
Okay.
I wonder if we can, I know you create the patterns and probably better than me. And I'm not trying to seem like I think highly of myself, but I wonder if we are able to combine our powers and both look for the same thing in the patterns to try and find where the best place for information is on those that might be advantageous, maybe more correctly. Maybe we'll see the right pattern. Maybe we'll see further. Maybe we'll get more information.
We can try,
Doesn't hurt.
but the problem is we don't want to do that here. If we do that here and I invoke my power that way, every
Yeah, you're
fallen
right.
in LA will know I'm here.
You're right. Erzeth would get mad.
You and I can do that in the sanctuary.
Time flies when you're looking for things.
Time doesn't work well there, though.
Yeah, but at least there, we can do it outside the sanctuary and then step back in. Let them figure out where we went. How about
Better
that?
plan. Better plan.
Would it even matter if you're not looking within the sanctuary? Even if you're placed there physically.
I tried that.
Sanctuary is an odd place. That's why I study there, because then I don't have to worry about the flows.
I will admit I don't understand your patterns or
Well, you
what
wouldn't.
you
You're a
two
malefactor.
read.
I mean, we don't really fully understand it either. I mean, I don't.
I wouldn't understand how to make a weapon.
Oh, it's a simple process. I could teach you. Even without creation to aid you, it's very easy.
No.
And we can teach you the theory of the patterns, but it's not the same thing as understanding the patterns.
Exactly.
We can understand the physical of how to build a weapon, but do we really understand how to build a weapon?
Anything with time, I suppose.
And you
And
can learn patterns by that logic.
as Clark also says, anything with time, he actually does get a little smirk on his face. And he was sort of half looking at Aramel when he said it, because in his mind, he just made a joke, even though it's not.
Yeah, I tell you what, you and I, after this cookout, Nabas, we can go and try.
Sounds good.
I'd very much like to observe.
I'll let you know. We're going to have to go inside the sanctuary to talk about it first, to figure out exactly how we're going to do it. And then I'll let you know so you can come.
Please just keep me informed.
Because when we step in sanctuary, time's a bit off. And as y'all are having your conversation, we're going to flash over to Erzeth. You wanted to talk to Asher Jeffrey Black.
Mm-hmm. And she sees he's sitting in one of the chairs around the pool and stuff. And she walks over to the chair beside him and says, "Mind if I have a seat?"
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. It's your house. I mean, what kind of guest would I be if I told the hostess she can't sit down in her own place?
Did you enjoy the food?
Oh, it was good. It was
The
real good.
cheesecake was amazing. You've got to leave me the information on the bakery.
I'll give you the address. I got to say, the Cuban sandwiches, I mean, you can get a number of those around here, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Usiel brought those, actually.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're really good. So, how you been?
I mean, what do you mean by that? I've been, I got a body. It's kind of shocking. It's hard to deal with at times.
Yeah. I've been in mine, I think, a little longer than you have.
Yeah, probably. It's a new thing to get used to, but hey, I adapt, get used to it. All kinds of weird little things, but it's not so bad. At least I get to feel things that I didn't feel before, right?
True. True.
That's the important part.
True.
So many wonders.
There,
Like
there
till-
really are.
Till we had these bodies, I didn't know what a Cuban sandwich tastes like.
And it's amazing, right?
Yeah, let's see. Good cheesecake. Could never have appreciated that before.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
If I'm not careful, I'll end up putting on 20 pounds just, eating food because it's new.
There's worse things.
Yeah, but I don't want to be one of those. I've got to be able to take care of my community. And that means sometimes I got to be able to hoof it some.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand. I also take care of mine in the ways I can.
That's important, right?
It is. It is.
I saw you talking with Vahu over there.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He is a good
His heart's in the right place.
Yeah. It is.
There's not many of us like him around here.
Yeah.
There's worse things, I guess, you know? Could be like old Scratch.
Oh, God.
You know, I find it funny that he's got that name because
I know, right?
humans have got a legend of
I
old
know.
Scratch.
I know.
And that's their nickname for the Morning Star. And
I know.
Morning Star, he is not.
No, he's not. You know that bastard had the audacity to try to pitch to me that I could be the fucking Faustian poster girl. I literally was listening to his pitch, and he's telling me about all these grand plans that they have for what they're doing. And I'm like, I'm not sure how I can work with that. This is what I do. And he's like, but you're a healer. You could heal and we could record it. And I'm like, what?
He don't want you to heal for their sake. He wants you to heal for your sake.
To
Isn't
farm them.
Isn't that kind of
Mhm.
defeating the purpose of what we were put here for?
Yeah. And I'm like, no.
Go ahead and heal.
God.
Heal for theirs.
Look, I ended up picking this one, and she's a hospice nurse. I have to restrain myself. And I find I actually prefer that.
Don't take this as an insult, but you weren't exactly known for restraint. I mean that as,
No, I was known to absorb into the work.
yeah.
And I was very proud of my creations.
I get it.
I was manipulated by Faustians once. I wasn't going to let it happen a second time.
You're learning. That's the important part, right?
Yeah.
You're changing. I mean, look at me. I would have followed Lucifer. I mean, I followed him into rebellion.
At least I can say I never thought that.
Now,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You know, now I realize that's not the way. We need to just make things better in any way we can. Heal for their sake, not for yours, certainly not for Scratch.
I ease their symptoms.
Yeah,
I don't stop them from dying.
you couldn't.
No.
You'll die eventually, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next year. But if you can make their life better
Exactly.
in that period of time, you did good.
Exactly. I really, with the time I have spent here, and I don't mean LA, but here, it was hard at first. There was more me than there was Virginia. And it was hard to reconcile. But what drew me to her was that her last thoughts were that of her children and their safety.
It's funny because last thoughts of Jeffrey was of providing for his wife and kids.
And spending time with her children, well, my children, my God, I gave the actual true breath of life to every living thing. I realized that the part of her that was left taught me how to truly be a mother.
You know, I love the Baroness. I still do. But it's not the same. It's not the same as what I feel for my wife, Dawn, or my
Yeah.
kids. And I know it's Jeffrey's memories, not mine. But at the same time,
But we are not what we once were.
I am Jeffrey.
You are. You are still Asher, but
I'm
you
Jeffrey.
are, well, I don't want to say new because it's not new.
Jeffrey died that day. I didn't push him out of his body.
So did Virginia.
He lost his body, and I took it because it was empty.
Yeah.
And the best I can do is to, in his name and in his memory, to continue what was important to him. Because if he hadn't died, I wouldn't have a body, right? I owe him that much.
Exactly. And I see it as we are not what we once were. We're given a second chance to be something different, to be something better.
A lot of our kind, take the Baroness, for example. She don't want to be anything different.
I know. She's stuck. Everything. I haven't had the pleasure or displeasure, depending on who you ask. But from everything I've heard, she's stuck.
She is.
A lot are stuck. They are afraid of this new existence. So they stick with what they know.
Or they're so caught up in the hate.
That too. I had a long time in the abyss to deal with my hate, to deal with my remorse, to deal with my grief.
Most of our kind didn't exactly come out of that well. And I will be honest. How well do you think that individual does when they get a human body that's as bad as they were?
I know. We are drawn to the things that we feel we need the most.
I'm glad that I got someone that knew love.
Me too.
Some of these people I've seen on the streets, I'd be afraid of what happened.
Oh,
All the anger and rage that our kind have.
I have seen it.
Stuck in that body.
In Chicago, I've seen it.
I've seen it here.
We've dealt with it there. It was harrowing.
During the riots, powers were being used all over the place.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oftentimes where the rioting was the heaviest, and you know damn well it wasn't to put the riots down.
Oh, no, it was to incite it worse.
Mm-hmm. One thing I guess I'll be thankful for is the Morning Star showed up to put a stop to it all. Because had he not shown up when he did, riots wouldn't have stopped anytime soon. National Guard couldn't even get shit under control.
You know I've forgiven him?
I don't have to. We all did what we thought we needed to do. It's not for me to judge him. That's for him to judge himself.
True. And he does.
I judge myself. I didn't do half the bad things others did, but that doesn't change. I was still in rebellion. I still fought the heavenly host.
Your legends, they do you honor.
Sometimes I don't know how to handle that, by the way. Everyone seems to think I should be involved in the court. At a minimum, I should be in a position with the Baroness. No, I don't want that.
Honestly, they're just doing the same things that we did before, and it didn't work the first time.
You know, humans say history repeats itself. And they also have another saying, which I find quite amusing given everything that happened to us. The road to hell.
It's paved with good intentions.
Paved with good intentions. We had the best intentions of all.
We did.
And because we had the best intentions, we got the worst kind of hell.
Well, I don't want to keep you from your family.
Yeah, I've got to get out of here.
But I'm glad you came.
I'm going to get enough shit tonight because I'm probably not going to eat much dinner because I've been eating the food here, but I'll just let her know.
Take some leftovers.
No, I'll pick up another cheesecake on the way home. That makes her happy.
Okay.
Maybe get a little chocolate cake for the kids. They love the chocolate cake, so we'll be fine.
How old are the kids?
I've got a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Oh, I have 12-year-old twins.
Yeah, they love the chocolate cake. I'll probably get more shit for the chocolate cake than being late. Because you give them the chocolate cake, they're going to bounce off walls all the rest of the night.
At least it's the weekend.
Yeah, it is. Let them bounce off the walls a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the wife out. Me and Dawn will just go on a date or something. She'll feel better. We'll watch a movie or something.
I don't think you can get the Baroness unstuck. Asher, I really don't.
But it wouldn't be me if I didn't try.
I know. But I really don't think you can. But do have a good night.
You too. And as the party winds down, everybody goes their separate ways. I know Nabas and Aramel need to go drop off a sanctuary. Yes.
Virginia's going to pack up a fucking to-go goodie bag for Aramel to take back
To the kids?
to the child and the mother.
Okay.
Because there's burgers and hot dogs and shit that she can eat, that's real.
Actual food instead of
Actual
nutrient
food.
paste or whatever he eats.
Real
there.
food.
Real food for them. Yes. And since the little one seems to have like all the fucking powers, she can eat some of the wild game and chest that out.
I mean, that works, right?
I have a list of the meats that I procured.
Maybe Aramel will have some fun with, a little one changing shapes all over the place.
So as everybody's heading out, Clark, I need wits awareness out of you.
All right.
Supernatural shit going on.
Once things were done, honestly, I sort of just assumed that Clark would, path his way back to his apartment.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Fuck. Jesus, I'm so out of it. I'm grabbing physical fucking dice. What's wrong with me? All I can say is thank God I'm pretty. What's awareness? Do I get my specialty?
Let's see, your specialty.
Intuition.
Yeah.
And then diff.
Difficulty is 6.
Okay.
4 successes. As you're moving to your apartment using your path, you're almost there when you realize your path is wrong. You're almost somewhere else. No matter what you're trying to do, you're not going where you want to go.
I'll stop. Sort of scan around, see if I see anything.
Where you're stopped is right outside the old zoo. Not the current zoo, it's the old zoo. It's been closed up. It's overgrown in places,
Is there a way to get inside?
So you had 4 successes. Yeah, there's a way to get inside. Keep walking your path. That's where the path's taking you. Inside.
Can I still feel where my path was? Because I know I can still sense forward. What about behind me?
It's twisted. Your path only leads here. Someone has literally used their powers to warp your path.
Arazeth, Nebos, Tyrem, Thrazel, Drulariel.
Yes.
I can't get home. My path has been redirected.
Where are you?
The old zoo.
And as you say that, from the gates of the zoo, step two things. One, pale alabaster skin streaked with red and black, raven's wings off its back. You know exactly what you're looking at. This is a slayer filled with torment. And the one next to him is just a creature of iron and metal and bladed spikes. This is your house. A malefactor of the forge. Hello, Carsador. We've been sent to deal with you.
Oh, really? And I'll take my apocalyptic form.
And right here, everybody.
And Aaron says, I'll be there quickly.
Right here, everybody, is where we're going to end. Season 4, Episode 6 of Demon: The Road to Hell.
They're just there to talk about your car's warranty.
Yeah, they've got to let you know about your warranty. At least you stopped to warn everybody. Help is on their way. You just have to survive it.
I just have to survive it.
Against a malefactor of the forge.
You got this.
And a slayer.
And a slayer. You know, the things that totally aren't associated with death.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I want to double check before I end this one. No, it's not the same visage as Michelle's.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's a different one. And then a forge malefactor. So it's not even the malefactor I put out the warrant for.
Nope.
It's not an earth-based one. He's a construction-based one. He's one that can... I have some of that lore. I know what that lore does.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to thank the players and you, the viewers. Happy pre-Thanksgiving to those of us in the U.S. Be thankful. Well, I guess Carson will be thankful if he survives.
You know, every time he splits the party.
Carsador had his own lures used against him.
Yeah. I'm just saying, this is a theme in this season. Lures getting used against you.
I haven't used mine. You can't blame me. It's all these white people.
It's all these white people. I've only used mine with consent once.
Well, you'll have to use them now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
4 XP tonight.
4?
Yeah, 5 XP.
5.
Okay.
5
all
XP for everybody.
That's better.
That's better.
Yep. Yep. And they knew you by name, Carsador.
Yes, they did. I felt their voice reverberate in my skull as I heard it across the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's not good, is it?
Nope. Well, don't worry, guys. I have a gun.
And an apocalyptic form.
And an apocalyptic form.
And a couple lures. I'm not defenseless here.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Ish. I would be worried at a bladed iron and steel monstrosity. But please, everybody, join us on our Discord. The cast of this show comes from our Discord. The cast of all of our shows come from the Discord. Plus, we have some good people. They're generally, we try to be a supportive community and help each other out. We do random Zoom chats. I don't know when the next one is. No fucking clue. But we'll do one when we can because, look.
Likely sometime between Queen's Gambit ending and Kansas City coming back.
Probably, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. So, hey, we'll see. We'll get one at some point. Okay. There is a gap in there between Queen's Gambit because we're taking a little bit of time off for the holidays, thankfully. Of course, if you want to catch our back episodes, not just of Demon, back episodes of all of our streams. We've got multiple Vampire Chronicles. We've got Werewolf. We've got Changeling right down here. Carsador runs our Changeling for us. We've got Mage all the way at the bottom. Tyremzel Ty. We'll just call him Ty. That's what his nickname is now.
He's Ty now.
He's Ty. Spelled T-I-E. Just to be different. He, of course, also runs our Mage games, of course. We've got a lot of other splats. Everything from World of Darkness except for Hunter and Mummy, I think, is now covered. Plus, we have independent stuff. We have World of Darkness. And if you want to see some D&D 5e or Call of Cthulhu, London Esoteric Society, go to that YouTube. Our wonderful keeper, Tiss, did 100 episodes of a London Esoteric Society. She got to the big 100. Now she's taking a break for the rest of the year before she comes back at the start of the year with some Seventh Seas pirate adventure. Speaking of, if you're on our Discord, we have 2 casting calls open. One of them is for a Seventh Sea pirate game. And the second one is for a Delta Green, which is, modern times Call of Cthulhu, where bad shit's going to happen with Timber Brad as a storyteller. I expect him to kill several Shankies and several variations of Shankies, just as payback for all the times I've killed his characters off. If you want to get you some studio merch, get some studio merch, whatever, sign in to get it. Yep. You want to see some amazing content creators, check out our friends. One of them is right down here. 2 of them. Wait a minute. Hang on. God damn it, fingers. Wrong direction. There you go.
Oh, yes. Accurate directions in a video call.
It's
Always
so hard to
easy
do.
to figure out.
Yeah. So one of them, Mischievous Red. Let everybody know what you got going on other than Friday night when the pain happens from Queen's Gambit.
Yeah. So I will be at Friday Night Wraith. But also I stream on my own channel at Mischievous Red, where I kind of just do whatever I want when I can. We've been on a mini painting kick, but I won't be able to do that for a while because travel and holidays. But if you ever want to see it, join the Discord and you'll get notified when I go live.
And don't forget doggos trying to eat miniatures.
Don't get me started.
But they're sweet doggos. They're so sweet.
Eating the wooden fence now. Tearing it apart, not because they want out, just because they want to eat the fence.
That's all right. Our dog used to eat Mama's cushions.
After she humped them.
She put them out of their misery so they wouldn't tell people what she did to them. She would. She'd hump the pillows and then eat them.
That's not what aftercare looks like.
And it was pretty bad when she got hold of our outdoor furniture's cushions because we couldn't get replacement cushions
No,
for it.
we couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Sweetest dog, though. But
Sweetest dog, but just neurotic
and
as fuck.
eating shit. And on that note, speaking of neurotic down there at the bottom, Tyremzel,
Wow.
Ravnos Archon, tell people where they can find you.
Hi, everybody. I have my own channel here on Twitch where I do TTRPG stuff. It's been a hell of a year, so things have been rough, but I'm doing a mini series of Hunter right now because I do want to test the system before I try to even deliver an idea so I can cover Hunter. And then that way, the only thing that's left over is Mummy, so you can finally get to it. But otherwise, I'm here on Fridays when I get to be a participant of Kansas City as everyone's favorite, brother. And if not, I'm in Wraith with Red, and I'll be dealing with the mages portion of it. And if not, you can catch me here on Wednesdays. I'm pretty much in every Wednesday splat, I think.
Just about, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because you're in Changeling, you're in Dark Ages, and you're in Demon, because Demon will be coming back at a later one, and you're going to run a Mage one on Wednesdays. So pretty much Wednesdays is not just World of Darkness Wednesdays.
It's Ravnos Archon
It's Ravnos Archon's Wednesdays too.
You're blessed. You're welcome.
Yep. So, and let's see. I think we did all that. Yes. Now, if you want to give support to players, bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to give to the players to, show them support for all the fun and the stuff they get put through. It's also a way for, I don't know, just to show appreciation, you know? And if you want to support the studio, pop over to our Ko-fi, subscribe on Twitch. Hey, you don't have ads. Because let me tell you, ads are the worst fucking things for an RPG stream. Because you miss entire sections of story that you don't get to know what was going on because you were stuck in a goddamn ad. It's horrible. I hate it. And you can also, if you're watching on YouTube, we're coming up to the holidays. Don't spend money you don't have. Go over to YouTube, like the channel, comment on the videos. That's free. That costs you nothing. And it's a way to help out the studio.
It bumps us up in the algorithm. So when people search for content like what we put up there, it'll show up higher in the search rankings.
Yeah. Every little bit helps. Trust me, we are not going to get rich. Hell, we haven't even managed to break even doing this. It costs a lot of money running a stream, let me tell you. Not even just the software alone costs a lot of money. So, do that for free. I appreciate it. And now Mama can give the schedule, which is, we're going into the holiday season, so it's a little lighter than it was for a while.
It's getting lighter as we get towards the holidays, y'all. It is, because we need a break. We've been pumping out, churning content with regular consistency for over 5 years, y'all. We need to start incorporating breaks into our schedule.
All year we've been doing Wednesday streams pretty much all year, and Friday streams pretty much all year.
Yeah. So we are winding down for the year. But this Friday we have Queen's Gambit Wraith at 8 p.m. Eastern as Shanky takes his wraiths, which 3 of them are sitting at this table right now.
Sunshine and rainbows.
Sunshine and rainbows and unicorns and kittens. Yes. Mm-hmm. All the sus-ass shit being offered on a silver platter. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So join them as they play their 3rd and final splat session of Queen's Gambit.
And I have nothing bad planned.
I mean, I've already set the bar. I had a lone survivor, Corey. You the fucking goat, baby.
Only one to survive from the vampire.
Only survivor of the vampire slap.
It was so close.
It was so close.
That would have just killed all of Queen's Gambit if she had died too.
I know, right?
You mispronounced clutch.
Came in clutch. Yes, came in clutch. But that's on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join them as they wrap up their Wraith Splat. And then on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, join myself and Maddox here with the crew of Junie's Table as we play V5 Chicago Hidden City. We are set in 2010. We have dethroned Joseph Peterson and now elevated Kevin Jackson. Yeah. Yeah. And Bastion, who's been out a couple sessions due to life things going on, will be back with us. And we're planning to have a grand Elysia event now that Kevin's got his court and council picked. Mm-hmm. So join us for that at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, we'll be back here for Season 3, Episode 7 of Demon the Fallen on Wednesday.
Can they get there in time for Carsador?
Oh, we can do it.
You're going to try.
I know I can.
I got Laura the Fundament. I can fucking do it.
Look, I'm not just going to be standing there taking hits either. Like
I said, hey,
I got Laura the Fundament. I can fucking do it. And we got a cabbie that could get us there lickety fucking split.
at least 1 or 2 of you also have wings if you're desperate.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have fundament to go with it.
Got to have fundament to go with wings.
Glide.
Yeah.
Yep. So I do thank you all for that. And as always, when we end these streams, everybody, mental health, it's not a joke, not a laughing matter, especially going into the holidays like we are. Please check in on those around you. Make sure they're okay, especially people who you haven't heard from for a while. Just reach out to them, okay? A lot of people aren't doing well, and it just takes that kind voice to help them out. And if you suffer from mental health issues, like most of us do, I want you to reach out to those around you as your support network and talk with them, okay? And if you don't feel you can, or if you're in crisis, look in chat. There's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'll be somebody on the other end of the line to help you out. Because mental health is health, and we want you to take care of yourself. If you're not in the U.S. or you watch us on YouTube, you can go to findahelpline.com. put in the country you're in, and you can find out support lines for your country. Because look, mental health is important, okay? Especially as we're getting into the holiday season. It's rough on people. So please. And now Mama can give her part of the outro before we end.
Yeah, and please know that findahelpline.com also does cover the U.S., so please, if you're on YouTube, go check them out if you need help. Please do. I'm on McStabber. I am actually a registered nurse. I'm also playing a registered nurse in Arizeth. But I am actually a registered nurse, and I'm going to tell you, please, 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 please get your vaccines, get your vaccines, get your vaccines before we have people in charge of shit that literally make that nigh impossible to do. And we have outbreaks of fucking preventable illnesses all over the fucking place. So please, 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 please get your vaccines. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Drink your water, take your meds, get some sunshine when you can. I know it's getting tough with these short ass days, but please take care of yourself. And also, if you are currently sick, get checked out, please, because it could be COVID, it could be flu, it could be a number of fucking things because it's that time of year. 'Tis the season, y'all.
And with the way people aren't getting vaccines, it could be fucking polio. You don't know.
Exactly. Just go get checked out, please. Please. All right. But also, seriously, thank you all for joining us tonight. And if you, as a viewer, were a U.S. voter and you decided to abstain, vote third party, or vote for the felon in chief that's going to be joining us soon, you need to get the fuck on because we're not here for your entertainment. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, everybody, and we will see you next time.